Good morning, we're back on a new project. As you can see behind me, as I'm walking, we got nothing. It's just a whole lot of grass. This morning we got 2 dump trucks out. We got the machine offloading now, and we're about to tear down. This is a full-on backyard reno. There's going to be a cabana over there, a hot tub over there, a seating area with the fire pit, a giant pool over here, a spillway over there with water spilling into it, pavers, patios, the whole nine. It's going to be beautiful, so stay tuned.
Morning YouTube, Friday, May 6th. We're back on site on this one. As you can see under me, we have our pool slab poured. Sorry I didn't get much content of that yesterday. It was a little bit busy on site, so I was just, focusing on getting this done before the concrete trucks came. But yeah, under me is 6 inches of concrete. Below that is 6 inches of clear stone to meet our bottom of excavation. Then we build up. Today we're going to be getting pool walls down. We're going to be stacking our insulated concrete forms for that beautiful insulated concrete pool. We also got some post holes done. Post holes for footings, that's exactly what they are. We went 4 feet below the top of the surface because about at that 4 feet mark is where you have the frost line. So 4 feet and under, we don't get any freezing. That way when water starts pooling up at the bottom of that hole, come winter, it's not going to be lifting things and moving things. The reason we're putting so many footings on that wall is for a couple reasons. The first is that wall is going to be holding all of the backfill for the patio, so we don't want that moving, falling over, toppling over, lifting, having any shifting or any movement. So that's reason number one. And then the second reason is we actually have a cabana going up there. It is a 16 by 12 cabana that's going to get mounted on top of the patio. Again, we don't want that wall moving for the reason that if it does eventually fall or if it tips over, that cabana's going with it. So we go the extra mile. We make sure that we're putting footings every 4 feet on center, 4 feet deep to pass that frost line. Make sure that it's all connected with rebar, done properly, done built to last, because that's what we're all about here at Visionary. All right, another quick update. We got our anchoring epoxy right here, as you can see. We're going around, we drilled holes all the way around. That way we can put these dowels in so we have rebar poking up. That way when we place our walls, they're not just sitting on the ground, they're actually tied into the pool floor. But that's what's going on right now. We're going around putting our dowels in, letting that cure, then we're gonna start stacking our walls, so check it out. So first things first, when it comes to building an insulated concrete pool, you need to find an edge. So this line represents the edge of the pool wall, and then we take this thing called a plumb bob. It's just a nice piece of metal that we then string onto this string. That way we can transfer that line down perfectly level. So that's first step, is just transferring your lines onto your pool floor, so that way you can start framing. So once the lines are transferred, you square everything off, make sure everything's nice and square. Then we have exact reference points on where we can start building our walls up, so you guys will catch that in a bit. Midday update for you guys. Now that everything is situated, final measurements are taken, let me show you what's going on. So this is the shed. I'm sitting in the shed. If you can see this blue line all the way around, this is going to be a 6 foot by 11 foot shed. Now the roof is going to continue past the shed, and as you can see, we have one over there and one over there. Those are going to be 2 posts. So these 2 posts are going to be up.
that one's gonna be up, and then it's gonna be one unified roof that comes all the way down into the shed. That way we can house our pool equipment here. There's storage here. On this side of the wall, still under the shed, there's gonna be a hot tub, and then we're gonna start placing some couches here. That way one couch is at least under the roof with some shade, and then all back there, if anyone wants to soak in some sun, they can do so over there. But yeah, this is the layout. I'm excited to show you guys and show you the finished product of this. It's going to look absolutely stellar, so stay tuned. All right, are you ready? You rolling? Morning YouTube, we're back on site. As you can see behind me, we have our pool walls stacked. We're not completely finished. So today, that's kind of number one priority, is get this pool finished, built, get all of our plumbing in there. Then we have a retaining wall again. I've showed you that a couple times. That's got to be finished off today. That way tomorrow morning we can get the concrete poured. Just a little bit of an update. Not much going on today, aside from, like I said, getting the pool walls up, getting that wall finished, getting all the structure prepped, because the structure is the most important part. If you blow the structure, it doesn't matter how nice your project is, because in 3, 4, 5 years, that thing's just gonna turn to garbage. So yeah, that's what we're doing this morning, and we'll keep you updated. Now that the pool is set up, as you can see, we're starting to run horizontal and vertical strong back bracing. The reason we do this is so that when we start pouring the concrete in the walls, they don't tip over. And you can also see the boys over there working on some collaring, just so that we can have a nice smooth finish for when we put our coping on. So we started doing the structural retaining wall first about halfway up, then we moved on to the deep end of the pool. We started on the deep end first because if we start pouring in a shallow end, that concrete's just going to spill over into the transition down to the deep. So we do deep end, then go to shallow end. Now as you can see, the boys are just going around now. They are just smoothing out the concrete collar for our coping. That's extremely important so everything's nice and level. Then we went back, we finished off the structural retaining wall. We got our sonotubes filled, and then I went back myself and just started doing the steps, making sure that was all done nice and smooth. Again, it takes a little bit of time, but you want to make sure everything at this stage is done properly, because once the concrete's cured, there's no going back to fix any of it. Boom, good morning YouTube. It's Thursday morning, we're back on site. As you can see, I'm standing on some pool walls. Everything is fully cured. This ain't moving anywhere. This job here features a 26 by 16 custom-made ICF insulated concrete pool. Again, they're beautiful because we can literally customize the widths, the lengths to make sure that it fits the property setback requirements, make sure you have enough room next to your house, make sure you have enough patio size. So we're quite literally able to customize this. So now that the pool walls are cured, the bracing is taken off, we're ready to start throwing down some coping. So the first step is we run a string line from one corner to the other just so we can make sure everything is nice and perfectly straight. We then use an 8-foot level to check both the top and the back of it. Again, make sure that everything is level, make sure everything's straight, and that's how we do that. Now when it comes to that shallow end wall, it was a bit trickier for us. We had to take some custom measurements before we started, because it turns out that if we just started laying full pieces, we would have had a really small sliver. So we had to split that difference, meaning that we had 2 full pieces minus a little bit in the middle. That way you could never notice if there's a small little sliver, and everything looks nice, uniform, and perfect. We are also going to be mounting a cabana here. That's what all these little footings are for, with the rewire sticking up. It's going to be a nice one. So that's just a little bit of an update. Today we're going to be getting on coping, a little bit of backfilling, cleaning up this lumber, cleaning up the bottom of the pool, making it look nice and pretty. Then tomorrow we can start backfilling, and hopefully we can get ready for pavers on Monday, so stay tuned.